What's up, cool cats? Mr. Cooleck is back with you today. Mr. Eck asked me if I could sit in and help him teach about the color wheel. So let's do this. First thing, the color wheel is made up of 3 primary colors. Do you know what they are? That is correct. Yellow, red, and blue are the primary colors. All of the colors of the rainbow come from the primary colors. So first off, you have to start off with the primary colors. And then in between the primary colors, you got to leave a space, because that's where the secondary colors go. Tell you what, let's look at this together, and it'll make a lot more sense. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is to draw our color wheel. You need to have some kind of a circle, like a lid or something that you can trace. So first, I'm going to get my pencil, I'm going to trace this lid. Very good. Next, we need to divide this circle up into 6 pieces. To do that, I'm going to make a wide X. That's not right in the middle, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Then I'm going to make another line straight down from the middle, all the way from the top to the bottom. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of our color wheel pie. Then, just for fun, we're going to fill up the rest of our page with lines and shapes. So the way I like to do this is I like to do different shapes around the color wheel. You could do triangles, you could do curlicues, you could do semicircles. I'm going to do that one because I want this to kind of look like a flower. So I'm going to do some semicircles, that means like a part of a circle, all the way around. Then I'm going to do some lines that kind of come out from in between my petals. Some kind of cool curvy lines. Oh, so cool. Then I'm just going to add some more lines to break these shapes up, because all these shapes we're going to color them with different colors. And so we want to break it up, because then we have more spaces to make more colors. So I'm going to put a curvy line that goes off the top of each of my petals. Now I'm just going to add a few more curvy lines just to mix it up a bit more. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Next, we are going to be tracing our lines with a black oil pastel. Pastel is super cool because wherever you put the pastel, it like makes a force field, and the paints will want to stay inside that force field. So we need to trace all these lines with black pastel, and I'm going to do that in time lapse. Alright guys, now it's time to put some color on this color wheel. I've got some tempera cakes with the primary colors. I went ahead and took green out of here because I don't need that today. And I took out white. Well, I didn't take it out. I still got white and black right here. But we're not going to be using that today. At least not very much. So we're mainly needing the yellow, red, and blue colors. So if you are using tempera cakes, you are going to have to get your brush nice and wet. And you're going to rub the brush on the tempera cake until it's nice and wet and has a good little puddle of paint on there. Then your paintbrush is loaded with paint, and you can paint your primary color. Now don't forget, the primary colors do not touch on the color wheel. You've got to leave a white space in between, because that is where the secondary colors go. So I'm going to go ahead and time-lapse paint my primary colors with leaving a white space in between, and then I'm going to go ahead and mix those colors. Tell you what, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's do this primary thing. This is what your color wheel should look like after you are finished putting on your primary colors. Now let's talk briefly about the secondary colors. The secondary colors go in between the primary colors, and you make them by mixing the primary colors. So I'm going to put yellow here I'm going to put red here, and I'm going to make orange. And orange has to go here because that's what makes the orange, right? Yellow and red makes orange. You put purple here, that don't make no sense. You got to put orange right here. So I'm going to do that. It does not matter if you put yellow or red first. It will still mix the way it's supposed to mix. And if it turns out too red or too yellow, then you just add more of the other color until it looks the way you want it to look. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to color my secondary colors. Alright, my dudes and ladies, now we have a beautiful, well-mixed color wheel. Now, what's left is the background. So what we're going to do is, we are going to use the primary colors plus white and black to color all the background. And you can mix the colors in the spaces. And if you want, for instance, a light yellow, then you do yellow plus white. If you want a dark red, you do red plus black. And we're just going to try to make a whole bunch of different colors in the background by mixing just these 5 colors. The primary colors, white and black. Make sense? Alright, so I'm going to do this right now and you guys can watch me in time lapse. Alright folks, so this is how you do a color wheel blowout project. We got our primary colors, our secondary colors, we've got tints, we've got shades. You know what? There's another word I want to tell you while we're at it. If you mix a primary color with a secondary color, you get something like this somewhere in between. That's called a tertiary color. Love that word, tertiary. Such a cool word. Alright friends, well I hope you enjoy making your cool color wheel blowout, and I will see you guys next time Mr. Eck needs a substitute art teacher.